Hey gang, Stephen Browning here, Major League Fishing Pro, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about choosing the right reels for the techniques that you're doing. These reels are the exact same reel as far as the outside of them. They look the same, they act the same, but the one thing about it is, in the guts, is what we call gear ratio. And what I'm talking about is this. Every time you turn the reel handle one time, the gear ratio of that reel makes the spool turn over so many revolutions. So an 8.3 to 1 gear ratio means every time I turn this reel handle one time, the spool spins 8.3 times. So what does that mean? It means simply this. It's a term we call IPT. It's called inches per turn. So this specific reel has 35 inches of line coming into the reel spool every time I turn this handle. On the opposite end of the spectrum is a 6.8 gear ratio reel. And what that means is every time I turn this handle, the revolutions on the reel spool is going to be 6.8 times. So what does that mean? 28 inches of line comes in. The thing about it is you don't want to overpower the bait with the reel. If you have, say, you're throwing a worm, you're pitching a jig, you're throwing a Carolina rig, you may be actually casting a worm out and reeling it. You're actually using the rod to make your bait move. On the flip-flop side of that is like a square bill or say a chatterbait. You're actually using the reel as the locomotion of that particular bait. So the retrieve rate makes a big difference on how that bait will perform.
Getting them, baby.
Square billing, like a Colorado bladed spinner bait, slow gear ratios, okay? 6.8 to 1 or even slower, because you want those baits to come back at a slower presentation. You want that bait to work. You want them to reflect off of cover. So you're allowing that reel to work that bait. Yep. You know, the thing about a bladed jig, I like to use a 7.5 to 1. And what that is 31 inches per turn of the reel handle.
Let's ride it, baby, let's ride it.
I want it kind of in that mid-range. I want that reel to be working that bait. I don't want to overpower the bait, let's say an 8.3 to 1. I want to make that reel and that rod a technique-specific combination. No doubt it will make you a better angler, a more efficient angler. I'll see you guys out on the water.